name is Dr. Tracy Holdford, and I'm making this video in response to a video that was done by Lawrence Villegas and Mr. Eddie Stone of Touchstone Essentials. In that video, there were several things that were said that are erroneous, in my opinion. Also, just the implications to me personally were very hurtful. The first implication is that I would make a product that was inferior and potentially harmful to anyone. And I would say unequivocally that is not true. The products that I produce for Cosiva are extremely well made. They're well studied in PubMed and in the different literatures as Medline and other research universities. They have been studied for a very long period of time, since the late 90s. And that assumption that I would make an inferior product is very hurtful and is entirely untrue. There are many things about that video which disturb me. One is that the implication is that the synthetic zeolite that we use for the advanced TRS does not have GRAS status. If you go to the CFR, which is a Code of Federal Regulations, Title 21, and this is Section 182 and 582, they describe the GRAS status for aluminosilicates. If you go to that document and you do a search for clinomatelite, you will not find it. Clinomatelite is a common name that is, actually has been changed over the years. And the scientific name, the aluminosilicate name, is all that was recognized in the GRAS status. So their innuendo that the product does not have GRAS status is incorrect. And I would invite anyone to go to the CFR. I would invite you to go to the electronic version, which is online, because the entire document is close to 1,500 pages long and is almost impossible to search, but you can do a keyword search and find out that you will not find a heading up there for clinomatelite. It is strictly under the scientific name of aluminosilicate, which is a chemical formula of sodium, potassium, aluminosilicate, which is hydrated. The other thing that I will say too is that they implied that I was part of the Touchstone team, and I will unequivocally state that I have no contract with Touchstone. I am not part of the support team. I do support their product with questions on a very rare occasion, but otherwise I have no association with Touchstone whatsoever. At this point in time, the product that I made for Touchstone, which is a very good product, the Pure Body product, I did develop the cleaning process for that product. I developed it, and it's a very good cleaning process. I also helped them find the manufacturer for their advanced, their Pure Body Extra Strength, which is a nano-sized. The two products are very different. What they've done with the Pure Body is take the Pure Body product after being cleaned, basically nano-size that product. Again, with the advanced TRS, we start with a very high purity manufactured zeolite and nano-size that directly. What I would say is that my analogy between the zeolites, between natural zeolite and the manufactured zeolite, is that of the diamonds which are natural versus the diamonds which are synthetic. The only way that you can tell the difference is that the naturally formed diamonds have impurities and the manufactured diamonds do not. And that's the case of the manufactured zeolite. It's exactly the same chemical formula, exactly the same GRAS status, exactly the same effect. There's just no impurities to start with. So as far as me being a team member of and being accessible to Touchstone, that is not the case. And after that implication and them taking that liberty with my name, that is I have to state that's simply not. The other thing that I will state as well is that for my own personal use and for my clients, for those who may not know, I have a large oncology practice where I look at and to help people with their cancer conditions, as well as various other serious illnesses. And the only product I use, and I can state this quite honestly, is the Cosiva product, which is advanced TRS. So, I mean, that's just the reality of it. That is what I use. My clients buy their product. They are retail customers. I do not supply it to them free of charge or anything else. Also, I need to state that I am not being paid to do this recording. This is in my best interest because it's implied I made an inferior product or a product that's potentially harmful. And so I'm doing this to protect my integrity and my reputation and set the record straight. The other thing I'd like to address is they implied this product was made for the tire industry. If you look at zeolites that are manufactured, there's over 250 types of zeolite. The advanced TRS zeolite being clinopatelite, which being one of those forms. The form that we use for the advanced TRS was designed for and made for the food industry. Was it made specifically for supplementation industry? No, it was made for the food industry. So it passed all those safety studies. It passed all that, examination to be approved for GRAS status in the foods that we eat. And it's in a lot of common foods. What we've done is take that and nanosized it so that we can get the effect of that molecule to attract positively charged toxins. Now, there's also was a big deal made about the plastic bottle versus the glass bottle. And what I will say is that in today's manufacturing world, I have seen some very dirty glass bottles that would leach out all kinds of stuff, as well as very clean glass bottles. The same is true of the plastic bottles, very clean ones versus very dirty ones. I have studied the advanced TRS product since it's been made. I've done the heavy metal analysis on it. I've done the total organic carbon analysis done on it. All this done through an independent lab, which is not affiliated with either Cosiva or myself. And I have never found any toxins being pulled out of the plastic bottle. I will continue doing those aging tests as we go forward, just as a due course of caution. That's just my nature. So I don't know that the emphasis placed in the plastic bottle versus the glass bottle is warranted. I think it's a personal matter of choice. And I find this entire matter to be totally sad in that my belief system is if you have a good product, that product stands on its own. Up until this date, I've never have done a video for Cosiva or for Touchstone because I believe that the brand should stand on its own. And that attacking another company is never a good business practice. I'm not going to be a part of attacking any company. I'm not going to say anything negative about Touchstone. I'm very proud of the product that I designed for them, as far as the cleaning process. But that's the extent I've done. I designed a cleaning process, and it was very effective. I'm not sure what else to state here other than reemphasize that I do support Cosiva. I will continue asking, answering questions as they are pertinent about the Touchstone products. I do believe that it's my responsibility to answer the pertinent questions on the product that I developed. But am I a member of Touchstone? I am not. I wish to reemphasize that. I know this is repetitive, but I'm going to reemphasize that again. That I'm not a member of the Touchstone's team. Lawrence Villegas does not have instant access to me by any stretch of anybody's imagination. And I made my policy, and this can be summed up and verified by Cosiva, that all questions come to me through corporate offices. And I don't deal directly with distributors very often whatsoever. That I don't think it's right of the distributors to bypass corporate for questions. We should be on the same page, and everybody should know what's going on. So, and that's been my policy, and that's been, Cosiva's been very okay with that. So, that's my statement, and I hope this helps the Cosiva distributors ease their downline's confusion and concern. And I hope that this helps the Cosiva product as well, because it's a very good product.